Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Shaking the Damn Table. We are about on take 28 of trying to get this episode recorded. We've been having some technical difficulties today. It was raining really hard earlier and knocked out the power, all that kind of stuff. But we are here, back, live and in action. So, period.
The devil will not prevail.
Not today, not today. We're going to get this show on the road. So, yes, as y'all see, we have a special guest. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Chelsea. Tell us about yourself, where we can follow you.
Hey! Hello, everyone out there. My name is Chelsea Jackson. You can follow me on Instagram at afro_love with 4 E's. Because we love around here.
Okay. I love love.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and start with the Black Business of the Week. So the Black Business of the Week is Artsley, the girl who illegally changed her name from Ashley because Ashley's unoriginal. However, her art is original. She's 27 years old, mother of a 3-year-old boy who is her drive to be successful. She's currently making these one-of-a-kind home crafts in a bedroom, but she hopes that she can have her own space to create in one day. So y'all need to donate to her so she can do that. She creates the vibe one home at a time at Artsy Craft Shack. They'll always have your back. That's a cute little saying. So yeah, she does a lot of home decor and stuff. Her @ name is at Artsy Craft Shack, and you can follow her on Instagram. And I think she has a website on her Instagram, so you guys can go ahead and look at all her stuff and purchase it. She does have she ships everywhere. She does have some bigger items like the home signs that would cost more to ship. So just be aware of that. But all of her home accessories and decor and stuff is just regular shipping fees. So y'all check her out.
Yes.
Yes. Gotta love the Black owned shit.
Absolutely.
So let's go ahead and get into these topics today because we have a lot, because the week has been a lot. Shit, this day has been a lot.
The past hour has been a lot.
Right, hours have been a lot. We have been trying to record since 1. It is 3:34 here now, y'all. So just so y'all understand where we're coming from when we say this. Yeah. Half the episode was done.
Right.
We might. But to go back to some of the stuff that we talked about last week with double standards, I did find this Black woman named Delphina Yawan. She created the Womanist Reader after the death of activist Toyin. She's Nigerian and based in Baltimore. So the Womanist Reader is an IG account, so y'all can follow that on IG. And it acts as a free online library and features PDF text from Black female writers across the African diaspora. So it's pretty dope. You get to see a lot of different writings from a lot of different types of Black women through that. And reading is fundamental. We ain't got nothing else to do, so go ahead and read your book.
Right. I'm for that.
Right. We promote reading on this show. So the next thing that we talked about last week, so we got into the Jada Will August Alsina thing, and then Jada and Will done dropped the red table talk. So let's talk. What do y'all think about the red table that dropped?
Yeah, them having so much history and with their marriage being open, I just feel like you're asking for some things to come in and, destroy, and it's sad just because someone else had to be involved. Several someone else's, but this one being the most prevalent right now, obviously. And yeah, I just feel like don't entangle people in your web when you don't get your own stuff together, in your own union of marriage. That's right. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
What do y'all think?
Did you think anything about the age as far as how old August is and how old Jada is and whether or not you feel like that's okay since he's legal technically?
I mean, at the time, barely, right? After, we talked, earlier about it.
Right.
It just seems so wrong. I just can't imagine, like, I'm in my 20s. I'm not going to say what segment of 20s I'm in. But, you're really vulnerable at the age. You just, kind of figuring out everything. And for someone of her stature to have taken interest in him and really pursued him, when as far as having a full-blown relationship with him, I just think he was not mature enough to handle everything that was going to come with her and her husband, and now it's kind of out in the public. I don't know if he initially made it public, but the fact that they're both big names is even more, I don't know if it's embarrassing, but it's just like, I feel like it is an embarrassment for him. Like,
in the beginning, it wasn't even that it was public, like neither one of them confirmed it, but we knew that he was living at their house. And they were calling him an honorary Smith, but it came off like he was their son, like their new son.
Okay.
So he was very close to Jaden and everything, but he had many pictures with both Will and Jada during the time. But there was like that back rumor of people, because stuff in LA and shit that be happening, they be knowing like months ahead of everybody else. So I feel like that was the streets of LA talking, saying that they were like in a relationship, and it was like put out there like, oh, they messing around, but it wasn't like put out to the point where anybody like necessarily believed it, because neither one of them said anything. And I guess a lot of people may not pay attention to them as much, like interview-wise. And I think that's one thing, too, because it's just like you see people and you think something, but you never actually heard them speak on their stuff. I've heard Jada and Will speak on their marriage a couple times before, to where I knew that that was true. Like, it wasn't like, oh, they wouldn't do that. Hell yeah, they would.
Yeah.
And it's been stories before, and I mentioned, I think, last episode about Mark Anthony, J-Lo's ex-husband, where there was a whole thing about him and Jada. And I think that was the first time that I heard them, like, it sounded like Will and Jada might get divorced. But that baby is a baby, and he was a baby when he came into their house.
Yeah. But my thing is, if you're going to have a marriage that's an open relationship, why not have your paperwork and your non-disclosure agreement ready? Because you're at a high stature. Like, everybody looks up to this couple. Like, people are calling you gold. So why not, to maintain that image, why not have your paperwork in order so nothing like this will ever happen?
Right.
I just think they dropped the ball on that.
Yeah, and if it was a thing of, like, y'all not trying to maintain the image, because on Red Table they try to make it seem like, oh, we're so transparent, blah, blah, blah. But, like, that was just, something personal they didn't feel like needed to be spoken on. But at the point it needed to be spoken on was whenever August was losing from being in that relationship. And honestly, I don't think that was lost upon them during that time. At some point in time, you knew that people were judging that man for being entangled with your ass, and you didn't say nothing.
Right. That's true.
And you let him take that fall, and you know that you're in, like, they're both pretty much in the same industry as him. Will is in the music industry. But even Jada not being in that industry, but being in the entertainment industry and having that clout and influence, people will be like, no, you know what I heard about you and Jada or whatever? Like,
that's true.
Right. Looking at him sideways like he's the bad guy.
Right. Yeah. And I felt like that's what Red Table should have been. You should have at least acknowledged this man's pain in some way. She did not acknowledge his pain at all. She just was like, well, I just don't get where it's coming from because we haven't talked in 4 years. And then Twitter was like, but sis, he was on Red Table 2 years ago.
Right.
And I didn't realize
something's not adding up there.
Right. Somebody's lying.
The timeline is incorrect.
Right. And it was just like, at no point did you apologize for being somebody who, because her whole thing was like, oh, I wanted to fix him, blah, 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 that kind of stuff. And it just comes out really predatory because a lot of predators are fixing themselves and fixing people. R. Kelly could say the same thing. He could be fixing his childhood shit and thinking he helping these girls out by giving them a music career, and then he's fixing your ass, but he got you fixed in the room and locked and you can't do shit.
Right.
So that was not, I didn't get that. I was like, that wasn't cute to me. What are we laughing for? Because honestly, if like the best comparison I could give to this as far as double standards is, let's turn the table around. Will sitting in Jada's seat, and Will talking about he had an entanglement with Jordyn Woods, who is the same age as Jada, and is probably the only like young female that I could think of that would be in their house like that because they have a close relationship, and that's her godfather or whatever. But if there was ever anything about Will entangling with Jordyn, then everything would be flipped around. Right. Because I've seen women, you know, bragging about Jada and stuff like that, like, oh, yeah, you better be a cooler sis, you better cheat back on him, all this kind of stuff or whatever. But now if men would have said some shit and it would have been Jordyn talking about, oh, yeah, she fine as fuck, yeah, you better hit that or whatever, then women would have been like, that's nasty, she's a child, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
But she's legal
That's
too.
A good angle on it, though. But I don't know, like I said earlier, you know, I can see if it was a one-time thing, like, okay, we just gonna, you know, hook up these one or few little times.
Yeah, like we just got lonely in the night and went to the West Wing.
Okay, yeah. Right. It's not gonna be this whole entanglement, if you will.
Right.
And I just think now, looking at his age and looking at all the things that led up to this point, I think she did take full advantage of him. Especially him being, you know, he's in a sexual peak. You know, she's in her sexual peak at this age. You know, you have to put things out there like that, you know, so I can see how they may have come together in that way sexually, but having a full-blown relationship,
right.
Yeah, and it's just bad because it's like she was sitting there talking about how sick he was when he got to them and everything, and obviously it sounded like they spent a lot of like money and resources to help him get to a better place, which is where you should have stopped at, because when you invited him into the bedroom and to put on that negligee, sis, that was not helping him. You're further helping him because you knew you had no intentions of having no real relationship with him, and he's young. He should be able to have that option to have a real relationship with somebody, and you knew you weren't going to divorce your husband. I don't know if you ever made that clear to him, because based off of how y'all making it seem on Red Table, like you were so done, like you moving on, well then you should have legally separated and legally started divorce processing, because you don't know what you'd have led him to believe, and honestly, we don't know how he left that house and what he left with or anything like that, because if you lose the money and deals from being with them, it's not like he came out better. August wasn't popping when he was living in their house. He was popping before that when them 2 songs came out, but other than that, when he was in their house, he was dismissed, and after that, we didn't hear of him until
now
the interview, and then they made that a point to be like, oh, I don't get why it's coming out now. Shit, he got an album out. He needs to sell shit because y'all done lost him some motherfucking money.
Now, I thought that this was like a publicity stunt. I was like, oh, he's just trying to, you know, hype up his little album and do all this extra and do this. But when you really think about all aspects of things, I look at it differently now.
Yeah.
So, I'm sorry.
Like, promote your shit. I'm like, promote your shit. Get you that Smith money since they want to play with you.
because you're not finna play with me about my bag.
Okay.
You gotta get the money some way, somehow.
Because let's be honest, in the entertainment industry, the word of mouth is way beyond the resume. Because those people gonna be. That's why you see them same ass people casted and everything, because they're gonna be like, oh, we just need to get these people X, Y, and Z. If we like to work with them, cool. They're gonna do their shit. They're gonna give us the money. Bam. They ain't worried about trying to look around for nobody X, Y, and Z. But if they hear, just like Monique got blackballed, and you don't see her no shit no more, if they hear you're not good to work with, if they hear something they don't like, if they don't want to fuck with you, they will not fuck with you, and nobody in the industry will fuck with you, because now you're taboo. And y'all done made that man taboo, so he said, bet, I'm finna make y'all taboo too. Red table what?
Oh, Lord. Crazy.
All of that.
I just feel like, you know, that they have, well, Jada specifically has created Red Table and made it seem like the face of accountability. And she came on there and accounted for nothing. And I feel like she just gave what she thought we wanted to hear was about whether or not she cheated on Will. But, baby, we don't care about that. Did you take advantage of that little boy in your home?
Right.
Did you pursue him for no reason? And not leave him alone to deal with his trauma? Because he had hella trauma.
Right. Too much trauma. And then she trying to say that she had also trauma and that she got off of trying to fix somebody else. But how can you fix somebody else when you're not fixed and you're not whole and you're in the healing process? Because then it creates this ugly situation that is revealed to the whole public now, and you can't come back from it. And then when you were sitting at the right table talk with Will, you trying to sugarcoat it and call it an entanglement, and Will sat there and asked you, like, don't you mean a relationship? And she's like, yeah, a relationship. Sure, call it what you want. It's a relationship. Like, just be straightforward, because it's already out.
Right. It's what you was doing, sis. It's not about what we want. And actually, you know, thinking of that and her whole thing, talk about, like, fixing and stuff like that, I wonder if she felt the same way about Pac, because he was, like, you know, a gangster and all that kind of stuff. Like, she felt like, oh, I'm going to fix him and make him, like, because, you know, they was, like, in acting school together and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to make him see the right way so he ain't got to go back to the streets.
Right.
Since, don't you see by now it don't work? You can't fix people.
You can't fix
exactly.
people. No. They need to handle it themselves.
Right.
Exactly.
Like you need to handle your own demons yourself.
Right, because you getting off with somebody who has emotional trauma and is depending on you for everything, because he's depending on you for house, home, shelter, food, whatever. At that point, if you homeless and, like, you trying to make it and all that kind of stuff, whatever, and this is like, you didn't need to do that.
Right. And it seems kind of weird, because it's like you invited him into your home and you basically made him your honorary son, but yet you had
took advantage of him.
So that's kind of like disgusting. Like, it's like incest, because like you kind of make it seem like, oh, you was that mother figure for him and trying to help him, but you was getting dicked down by him at the same time. So.
Right, because I promise you, like, I remember these posts, like, when he was living in their house, he looked like they were adding him as a son. You know, Will's oldest son, Trey, he took Trey's place.
Basically,
yeah.
Like,
but it's like that, but in the mindset of, like, Norman, what's his name?
Norman Bates.
Norman Bates, and I'm like...
Wait, you saw the one on Netflix?
Yeah. What is it? Yeah. But not that extreme, but...
Yeah, because that shit was extreme.
Not that extreme, but something similar.
Yeah, no, I only saw, like, the last 2 seasons of that show, and I was like, oh, this shit is crazy.
I'm going to have to watch.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. That's probably the most, like, horrifying I've seen as far as, like, the way they put it up. We're so off topic, but it don't matter. But the way they, like, made it, I don't want to tell you, like, what happened in the end, but it was creepy.
Yeah.
I have to watch it.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't agree with the whole how they handled that red table talk. I just don't feel like anything.
I don't feel like we really got to the root.
We didn't get to the actual problem. We just got to what they felt like we wanted to see. But that's not what I wanted to see. I want to see me on Red Table Talk sitting down with Jada, Will, and August.
I'm telling you, they need to bring August into it.
Right, because I want to hear everybody's story, and we're going to get to it. Because, I mean, honestly, August may not feel that way because that's the way that a lot of people in those situations, they don't necessarily view it in a sense of being used or taken advantage of or anything like that. But at the end of the day, a fact is a fact, boo, and that even the way she answered to it, that's how you know that there's a detachment of some kind in there, because you could have at least just said sorry for something bare minimum. Like, you didn't have to go into, you didn't even have to tell this bitch I was doing it. Like, you didn't have to tell us nothing about the intricacies of you and Will's relationship. I don't feel like. I just feel like you needed to acknowledge him, because what he said was directly to you as far as, this was a relationship I was in. I'm glad I was in it just because I feel like I got something from it or whatever, and I do appreciate being able to be in love or whatever and all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, I lost a lot because of it. And she didn't acknowledge the fact that she was a part of him losing anything. Right. And I'm pretty sure that they knew. Like, it's not like people don't be talking. And I'm pretty sure even when that shit was happening while he was in the house, and it could have been like family members or whatever, and he said something about it, y'all knew. Which I was like, oh, it's okay, you're a Smith now until I'm done fucking you.
Exactly. You're a Smith now till I'm done with you, like, and then you'll dispose of them, which is not right. You can't do people like that.
That's true. And it's just like, I feel like just not being at any point before this being honest, because you said something about NDAs, but it's like, even if you didn't do an NDA, just have been like, hey, don't be coming on him, because he got backlash, and he probably got a lot more than what we saw.
He did, yeah.
Right, so you could have easily been like, hey, don't be looking at him like that, like, this is what our situation is or whatever, and we all are good over here, so y'all don't need to.
Yep.
But even still, he was a baby. He was like 22 years old when he got married. I don't like that. I don't play with kids. He was a kid. He could barely buy his own alcohol.
Barely. Lord.
Ask him to go to the club with you, he can't get in because it's 25 and up.
Dang, he is so well,
Stop.
Let me get off Jada before Red Table sue our ass. Talking about shaking this damn table, bitch.
Oh, Lord.
But I just call it a spade a spade. I feel like if you go put yourself out there to be accountability or be deep and all that shit, then be deep and be accountable for what you did. Because we are in the movement of this too.
But also you got to be ready for the backlash.
Exactly. I mean, but at the end of the day, they was getting backlash for the stuff we don't even care about. Y'all relationships. And y'all felt pressured enough to answer to that. But honestly, I didn't think about it until I saw on Twitter after his whole interview or whatever, and they were talking about his age. Because, like you, I didn't know how old he was. For some reason, I thought he was like 20, like mid-20s back then. So I thought he was like 30-something. And then I was just like, damn, that baby was young.
Yeah. Didn't know till you told me.
Yeah. Well, okay. But yeah, so, I mean, maybe, I don't really feel like they're going to say anything else at this point, but maybe something in Jada will change to acknowledge that
she hurt him.
She did. She knows she hurt that boy. Boy?
That's sad.
Well, okay, we're going to move on from that because we could go in all day.
Absolutely.
One thing I did want to mention was Naya Rivera from Glee. She was at Lake Piru in Los Angeles with her 4-year-old son, and they were swimming, and her 4-year-old son was found alone on the boat with his life jacket hours later after she was supposed to return her boat rental. They're still looking for her body. I actually saw a picture, like, when we just reconnected again. I had showed Chelsea. Her dad was out there swimming looking for her.
Oh, my goodness.
That broke my heart.
I'm sorry. That's
just awful.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
That's sad.
I just, like, I pray that regardless of the outcome, which, of course, every day that passes by, it looks worse and worse. But I pray that regardless of the outcome, that they get that baby some therapy, because even if she is alive, that's traumatic to just, like, see your mom at 4 years old, like, just be taken by water and, like, not seeing her again and just be in the middle of the, like, lake lost, you know?
Yeah.
Like, and they seem really close. Like, she had some pictures that people were sharing
yeah, I saw them.
of them. Yeah, like a couple.
It's so sad.
Yeah. I hate it. And the Glee cast definitely have not had the best of luck as far as, like, their cast members. And I just pray for, you know, all of them, that they, you know, are healing through all this. And I pray that they find her alive and well, Jesus, but
I hope so, but, like, every day that goes by is just like a ticking time bomb. You're just waiting to find a body.
Right. And that's what they're doing now, because at first it was like a rescue mission, but now it's a recovery mission. So basically they're just looking for a body. A lot of the stuff that I've seen, it was like they had surveillance trying to look in the water, but the water is very, like, unclear.
Yeah.
So they can't really see anything. They're really just trying to use, like, the materials they have to identify a certain size object in the water. So it's heavy, though. And just seeing her father, like, in the water, like
looking.
Whew, that was a lot.
Yeah. I haven't been following that story, but I have heard about, you know, what happened. It's just, yeah, that baby definitely.
That's great.
Because, I mean, obviously they were going out to have fun. They were going out to, like, you know, do something to spend time during quarantine and
just go out, be in the water, swim.
Yeah, and it's just like it's detrimental. You lose someone who. Your mom, like, I just can't imagine going and, like, having a girl, you know, day with mom and then she's just gone.
Right.
I can't imagine it. Even at this age.
It's crazy. A lot of people were trying to speculate it, even, like, off of the first night, that it was, like, a suicide. And I don't see that. And I really don't like that narrative as far as, like, thinking that she brought her son on a suicide mission.
No.
To me, it just sounds like all those Lake Lanier stories that people are talking about, because there's been so many drownings in Lake Lanier, and a lot of people will say, like, they've been in the water before and just felt like, you know, a current or something just, like, pulling them in more. Water is so much harder to fight than
it is.
Think. I don't swim, and that is why. Because I ain't gonna fight in water. Ain't been fighting Nemo for me.
Yes,
I can't do it. But yeah, it's pretty sad. But prayers out to her and her family. Hopefully we'll hear some good news about that. On to some more ridiculous news from this week. So, everybody's best friend, Kanye West, has decided. Well, I ain't even get past it in the eye roll.
Go ahead. I'm so sorry. Let me fix it.
Everybody's best friend, Kanye West, has decided he wants to run for president, not as a Democrat, not as a Republican, but in his own party, the birthday party. And beside him to help him get through his presidential election would be Elon Musk and Kim Kardashian West. Thoughts?
Y'all, okay, I'm sorry. Obviously, you can see my feelings about that before me even opening my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It's just a joke. Like, I'm sorry. No.
It's a bad one, but it's a joke.
Yeah.
I think that would be more ridiculous than having Trump as president.
At this point,
like,
and then what was just bad about it was after he came out with that, Paris Hilton started doing a whole bunch of Instagram photos of her in front of the White House and shit, talking about Paris for president. I'm just like, can y'all stop? We got too much shit going on. People are so
be in your industry, okay? Be in your industry. I understand you want to make a difference and you want to be, doing this and doing that and, help our community. I get it.
Do you think they want to help?
That's a good question.
Amyna, okay? I was trying to be positive.
Look, I'm trying to be real here. I don't think nobody is clout at this point. And we have already seen what a reality TV star in office does. So sit the fuck
Clearly, America.
Clearly it's not going to work. And then even if it was for real, just hypothetical, you don't have enough time to actually run your campaign because you got August, September, October, November.
Right.
4 months. 4 months. What can you do in 4 months?
It's
nothing, really. Like, no.
So another part of this that I did not like was TMZ leaked that his family was concerned for him and thinking that this was part of some of the stuff that he said in the article to Forbes talking about he was running for president was part of a bipolar episode. Now, let me say why I don't like this. I feel like there's a stigma already against mental health diseases and stuff that makes it just seem like anybody who is diagnosed with a mental health disease is automatically crazy. And there are tons of levels to bipolar. Like, people can be manic, and then people can be functioning well and be bipolar. Jennifer Lewis is bipolar. Wouldn't know. There's tons of people in the industry and stuff like that who are bipolar. And there have been tons of times that Kanye has done shit. But we ain't never heard bipolar as an excuse for that.
No.
So I'm like, are we throwing this on here to excuse the fact that he was dumb for saying shit about trying to run for president when we're in a real deep-ass issue this whole fucking year when it comes to anything government-related? Because I don't think that's the way we should do that. Just say, we should have said, shut the fuck up, and we're taking care of it at home. He's not running for shit.
I just don't know. Like, okay, I feel like personally Kanye hasn't been the same since his mother passed.
I say the same shit. I feel like something broke in that man and he ain't coming back.
Yes.
Right.
And it seemed like they had a very strong relationship and she kept him grounded. He now doesn't have that with anybody in his life, not even Kim. And I mean, with him being such a big star, I feel like he needs that person in his life that says, come back down, let's focus in, okay? He don't have that right now. And honestly, I just think a lot of the things he's done in the past, let's say 5 years, I haven't been a fan of, just because I feel like everything he says, he's just saying it to get attention, or he's just saying it to get clout. And that just doesn't sit well with me. I feel like let's say that he does, become our president, it's just going to be like Trump. I mean, everything he says is just going to be like, oh, yes, I'm doing this, and it's the best thing, and everybody should just hop on board with it. And I just don't feel like that's okay, that you just think because you have our color, you can say stuff and we are just going to buy into it. Because that's us, right? That's us. And I understand a lot of people are still fans of his music. I love Kanye as an artist, but not anything outside of that.
Right.
Use your music as your platform, which I don't think that he's really done.
He used to.
That's what I'm saying. With everything, like,
I used to love Kanye. Like,
that's what I'm saying. With everything right now, nothing has been relevant. Nothing has been helpful. Nothing has been.
He's been so far removed from that for a while, and
exactly
being with the Kardashians, he ain't getting no closer because
no.
I hate to say it, even Kim doing all the little social justice stuff is like clout.
Yes,
exactly.
Yeah.
Because she waits for the big cases to be like, let me go help this person
don't
out
believe
and
it.
say I did it and give it to Trump and say we did it. Bitch, bye.
Is she still trying to be like a lawyer or something?
Yeah, she's a lawyer on the side. So she went to, she did rich school, which is like in your house, but with, you know, tutors and shit. But she went back to school and got her law degree. I guess it's in criminal justice degree.
But is she gonna put it to good use? Is the question.
She has, but like I said, even that seems very like
it seems fake.
Yeah, it doesn't seem genuine. I don't think Kim Kardashian or any of the Kardashians really cares about Black people's issues to that point.
No,
I think that if it sells, for sure, and since they fuck Black men, that of course we need to put out a statement every now and again so people won't keep talking about that. But do they care about Black women? Hell no, I don't think so, because they steal everything from Black women and then package it as theirs.
Yes.
And then demean the Black women they stole it from.
Yes.
So I don't feel like anything that is done for Black people from them is just for us. It's for them. Because even like the cases she took, like Centoya, she was doing a lot of stuff with her and everything. So it's just like, that's because you saw her trending on Twitter. Do you go and look into your city or into other cities? Or like, she wasn't looking at, what was that, Nathaniel, who had got on death row down here in Alabama, who got killed.
Oh,
she wasn't looking at that until that shit popped up. Maybe you could have saved him, Kim, since you are savior. Save us, sis. Where was you? Where was you before the day that they was determining that they was going to kill this nigga? Like, where was you the day before?
Oh, that was just terrible.
I just be like, I just can't do, like, it's just like the same thing of them people who be taking pictures in front of shit and then going home. Like, you didn't come out here for the movement. You didn't come out here in March. You didn't do shit. Like, let's quit playing.
You came out here so you can post it.
Right, you got some pictures.
Don't post nothing.
Right. And not to say they don't do nothing for nobody, but for Black people, no, I don't think so. Not just for Black people. It's always I'm getting something back.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. No, Kanye, you cannot be my president or anybody else's. You know, maybe the president of the Kardashians. I'm not sure if they even want you to be their president. You know, Kim kind of holds the title.
Chris is the president. Because she runs all that shit.
Just know. Get political in your music first, then maybe we can sit down and have maybe a chit chat.
4 years from now, let's see how you grow.
Because right now, it's a no for me.
Yeah. I just feel like even to talk about it in this time period is just insensitive as hell because there is so much going on, and now more than ever do we need to be focused on who we be putting into these offices, because as we've seen from the beginning of this year, it doesn't matter what field of politics you want to talk about, whether it's Black Lives Matter, whether it's healthcare, whatever it is, we need somebody who knows what the fuck they're doing, because clearly we should not have opened up for Corona and more people are going to die instead of in the beginning, like I knew once this shit started and heard about it, I was like, oh, we ain't coming out until 2021. But no, these motherfuckers decided to come out in May.
They was like, oh, no, it's 2 months.
Right.
I was like, but did y'all get a vaccine, or like, is everybody cured?
Right. Is it a cure?
Right.
Who's concerned about money? Money
And things. When you go replace those things, but you can't replace human lives.
No. Money, because clearly we've seen that money comes out the ass, because we done got hundreds of dollars a week for unemployment, hundreds of thousands of dollars for hazard pay, hundreds of thousands of dollars for
bailout,
for everything. So we so broke. Where does money come from? Because when my mama say she ain't got McDonald's money, she don't have McDonald's money.
I feel you, mama.
She got that bill money, but she ain't got no McDonald's money.
She ain't got McDonald's money. It's food at the house. And clearly,
right.
y'all got food at the house. Y'all got takeout options. Y'all got whatever you want.
Yep.
And you got to stop acting like we ain't got money to do these things and to replenish our economy and to make these wage gaps so much smaller and these, like, what are we doing? And why, Kanye, did you feel like your ass needed to speak?
You stay silent in the back, okay?
People tell you to speak.
You stay silent.
I need you to go sit down and read that Bible a little bit, because I know my God did not tell Kanye to come speak and run for no president. I don't know who he been listening to for Sunday service, but he need to go back and listen again.
Yeah,
right.
No.
Ooh, but let's move on, because we could go on about him forever, too. So here's a topic that I may be shaking the damn table with. So I'm gonna try to tread into this lightly. I just want to hear what y'all think about it. So I don't know if y'all saw the story about Philadelphia Eagles. Shout out Philly. Desean Jackson made a post about, well, actually, I'm going to read the post. So it was like an Instagram post, and it looked like he took a picture of, like, a book. He highlighted a certain section of it, but then there was, like, 2 paragraphs after. So what was deep about it was these are Hitler's words.
Mm-hmm.
So it said, Hitler said, and this part is highlighted, because the white Jews know that the Negroes are the real children of Israel, and to keep America secret, the Jews will blackmail America. They will extort America. Their plan for world domination won't work if the Negroes know who they were. The white citizens of America will be terrified to know that all this time they've been mistreating and discriminating and lynching the children of Israel. That's all that was highlighted. So the 2 that's afterwards was, they will fear God, will destroy them as they destroyed Egypt for doing the same thing. So the elite, the Illuminati, keeps this a secret at all costs. After I die, I will one day cause World War III just by this message, which will be like planting a seed in the people's minds until it sprouts once they nurture that seed and seek more truth and learn Hitler was right. So then,
oh Lord,
his teammate, yeah, it's a lot. Then his teammate Desean Jackson defended his statement and talked about the Eagles allowing someone to say the N-word and then still like allowing them to get paid and play and all that kind of stuff, but they're coming down on Desean for his post. And what Stephen said in response to it was, which was like along the lines of like what Farrakhan talks about and stuff like that, as far as just like the divide between Jews and blacks and how Jews do not support the black community.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole thing of, you know, we are the chosen people, so I don't know about that, but so there was a lot of backlash saying that these were anti-Semitic statements because it was Hitler's words. What do you feel about it? I'm going to ask y'all what y'all feel first.
First of all, why is a black man quoting Hitler? That's my main question. Why?
Well, you know, it was interesting actually too. Earlier today, I had saw somebody make this post about how Hitler basically based all his stuff off of American practices, such as the Trail of Tears and how all the Native Americans died, and then Jim Crow laws.
Right.
and how he agreed with those sentiments and stuff like that, and how he used that. But really, his whole thing, I think, as far as quoting him, was the whole thing about black people being the true children of Israel.
Mm-hmm.
And that I've heard a couple people say this before in like different religions and stuff like that, saying that they feel like that is the reason why white people do what they do to us.
Mm.
Of course.
And like we don't, and like what that post said as far as like us not knowing our true power and knowing that we're the true children of Israel, and if they hide that and we don't know who we are kind of thing, then we wouldn't be able to rebel against them or whatever. But I don't know so much about like the quote and how he went about it, but I feel like I get where he's coming from.
Mm-hmm.
I could see where he was trying to go, but you know, the wheels kind of fell off, and like he kind of lost control, and like then the windshield broke, and the car just broke down. Like I just am not. I can't even say I get it because I don't completely understand. But I get that he was trying to make a point of, you know, maybe we're the chosen people, and this is why white people are so afraid of us. Mm-hmm. I get that. But Hitler? You can't find your own words to, like...
That's what I was like, putting it in that way of just, like, screenshotting a quote that says Hitler said and Hitler was right is going to take away from what I think he was trying to say. And the only reason why I think that was because I think based off of the video that Teammate had made as well, it seems to me like, because they were saying like I think that Philadelphia Eagles is owned by
a Jew.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that was one thing as far as that. But I think the main thing was like they were trying to make a point of Jewish people are minorities, yes, and they were discriminated against.
Yes.
They do not stand with us. And I will agree with that because, let's be real, a lot of minorities in this country that are not black assimilate to the white people.
To the white community.
How they treat us.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So,
100%.
And they got their reparations. So now they're rich and their communities are thriving. So they're seen to be a lot of Jewish people, unless they have like very distinct features or very distinct names and stuff like that, are just seen as white people.
Yes. That's a very good point.
So I would say to that, I agree. Y'all ain't with us. I ain't never seen no Jewish money run into our community. And even to say about the whole Civil Rights Institute thing when Angela Davis was supposed to speak, the people who decided she wasn't going to speak were the Jews.
Jews. I remember that.
Oh, wow.
Because I went to see her. And I was like, what? Okay.
Because somehow they're on the board.
Yes, they are.
And because she made those statements about Palestine, they didn't like that. And then they said, we don't want her to come to y'all black-ass museum about shit where her black-ass picture is in.
Right. That didn't make any sense. I remember that happening.
Yeah. So for that, I'd be like, yeah, I ain't never seen no Jewish person, like, go off the rails for black people. I haven't seen that as a community, y'all.
No, I haven't seen that either.
And I've known
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I've known people who are Jewish who assimilate right with them white folks.
Because it's easy.
Exactly.
It's easy. I mean, even for like me, people always are like, "Oh, you mixed."
Right.
No, I'm not mixed. I'm just light skinned.
Like, I'm black.
I got a little bit of, white folks in me, but that's like on down the line. Okay. My daddy is chocolate and my mama is peanut butter. So like it's easier for Jews to just go on, slide on in there.
Right.
We can't do that, but at the same time, we're being persecuted, we're being killed. No, we didn't have like a concentration camp, but they just took us right.
Here's what I will say to that. Because what a lot of people will not like to recognize is black people were still being discriminated against during the Holocaust. Everybody had stars, and bitch, we had our own.
That's
no
very true.
To us, honestly, because we don't like to account for black people's pain and shit.
No.
So who knows how many black people died in the Holocaust? I ain't
That's
gonna
very true.
I would not say it weren't there.
But at the same time, it's like every other race is just kind of like, okay, well, the Jews went through this, so y'all will be okay.
Right, but it's like, you know, you can count up how many black people died versus the Jews, and we might be beating them at this point. I mean, we should be, because we've had over 400 years in counting.
And still counting. We're still going each and every day.
Every day. In every area. Prisons, hospitals, the streets.
Yeah.
Right.
Trees.
Okay? And to this day, people are getting lynched. We don't want to talk about that. So, yeah,
they don't want to acknowledge our pain. They would rather take the easy way out, but there's no easy way because they don't want to acknowledge our struggle because they have their own struggles. But at the same time, you have your businesses in our community. We're giving you our money. Why not try to support that community that you have your business in?
Right. Why are you supporting these white, blonde, blue-eyed people who killed you?
Right.
Why?
That's true.
And just like I said earlier, Hitler's basing all this shit off of America. What the fuck is America paying reparations for shit that ain't got shit to do with them? And you ain't paying reparations for the shit going on in your country that based his actions.
Right.
The Native Americans ain't got no reparations. Black folks ain't got no reparations. They give Native Americans little shit and then take it back every once in a while.
Yeah.
So they ain't really get what they owe. Let's be true, because this was their land. It's their land, it's Mexicans' land, and it's our land because we built the shit.
Right.
Amen to that.
And if we ain't getting no reparations, I don't want to hear nothing about replenishing no Jewish people reparations. And I believe that y'all deserve reparations, but I believe you got it.
Yes, I know they have it. I don't know. I just think, earlier I was reading about how the Eagles, the owner was like punishing him. And he did a video chat with, I think, a Holocaust survivor. And I just thought that was interesting. Like, what was the point he was really trying to make? Like, I don't know if was he really trying to offend the Jews by posting this?
I don't think it was like offending just like Jews. I think he was just really making the point that like, and I think it might have been, it could have possibly been directed towards the owners indirectly as well, as far as just like, they do not fuck like with us. And I think that's even why when Desean Jackson came in and said something about it, and he was saying that y'all let somebody say the N-word on the team, and you're not giving them as much heat as this shit, but that's like
what I'm getting at.
Right.
That's what I'm getting at. Like, you making him do like these little homework assignments. And it's like, okay, it's so many other, like, okay, Colin simply wanted to kneel. Y'all can't give him his job back because he kneeled? Because he's making a stand against something positive? Like, this wasn't even, I don't even see it in a negative light. I just think it was untasteful.
Yeah, it was untasteful and very misdirected, because it's just like when you post words like that and you don't explain beyond, because it wasn't like he posted anything in his own words, which is where it gets foggy, because
cloudy.
You post words, right, and then just like have that be like your statement, nobody gets what you're agreeing to, because I'm pretty sure the only thing that people saw, because he highlighted the specific part was just about the children of Israel and stuff like that. When you get down to the last sentence and it said Hitler was right, that's all everybody saw.
Yeah.
Hitler said Hitler was right, so they're like, oh, so you love Hitler now. It was just like, maybe he has a point.
And I don't see why, I'm not understanding the punishment behind what he did. I get it, but I don't get it.
Yeah, I just feel like
being someone who's seen stuff go on in NFL and nothing happens, it's just like, oh, well, y'all should be used to that by now, getting called nigga all the time. No.
The way they be acting, that's how they be trying to make it seem like.
And it's like, I feel like you're right. The fact that the owner is a Jew, it got turned up even more.
Right.
You know? Mm-hmm. But I think it was unnecessary, honestly.
Yeah.
All his punishments.
Yeah, because, I mean, like, it's easy to say, like, I don't know. It's easy to, like, just say, oh, because he said something from Hitler, it's bad. But it's not always that simple.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like he was making a specific point. He never, like, nothing of the quote said anything about Jews being killed or anything about the Holocaust or anything of Hitler's, like, decisions on the stuff that he did in his lifetime or anything like that. He simply talks about the, basically the relationship of black people in America and with blacks and Jews and how it was basically being conceived into a thing of y'all are lynching what are the true children of Israel, and y'all couldn't come out and say that kind of thing because then it would look away, especially because everybody puts on that they're a Christian. So
yes, that's true.
And this country acts like it's run off of Christianity, but let's be honest.
But it's not, because it's the opposite.
It is run off of genocide, so. It was in the Bible, but God wasn't doing it, so. But yeah, it was just, I think it was a bad way to make.
It was just untasteful.
That was all that he was stating, because I mean, I ain't never heard a black person who was just like, yeah, I agree with Hitler. Fuck the Jews.
Right.
Like,
yeah, we
ain't got no beef with nobody. But white people. Got beef with nobody but white people. So we don't even know.
Yeah, it was just the way. It was just the fact that he just kind of just put it out there and his boss happened to be a Jew. I mean, it's just like, okay, if, you know, I owned a team and somebody put something that Jim Crow said, and I was like, I don't really like that. I had the power to punish you, but at the same time, that would be me taking something personally because of my race. So, okay, owner, I understand where you're coming from. But at the same time, do you have the same energy with your white players who be off the real when it comes to us?
That's what I'm saying. And that's where it's taking so personal. People want to cancel, pick and choose how they cancel and shit. But it's just like, if you're, like, you can't be saying, like, the Philadelphia Eagles, we don't tolerate X, Y, and Z or whatever, but you have tolerated nigga. Don't just not tolerate for it, because that's why he might have said what he said, because clearly y'all think Jews are more white than y'all, like, that whole thinking, you know, Jews versus white people is not the same as it was back then.
Nope.
Everybody who looks white is white in America. Everybody who looks black is black in America, and that's how you will be treated. And that's that on that. And we can't just act like that's not a thing. Like, that's why he said that, because you only came down on him when he mentioned something about Jews. But as soon as somebody say something about niggas and black lives don't matter, y'all just like, and the Philadelphia Eagles will be back to play next year. Like, talk about that as well. If you're gonna not tolerate shit, then don't tolerate any of it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yep. That's how I feel. There you go.
Yeah. Well, the last thing I wanted to talk about, In Birmingham, Alabama, not too long ago, there was another shooting in the Galleria Mall, which, if you're not from Birmingham, you probably heard of the Galleria Mall because of E.J. Bradford, who was killed by Hoover police officers, who they have never released the name or information for. But this time it was two young black men, and they ended up killing an 8-year-old boy, Royta, Giles Jr. And that, unfortunately, in the midst of stuff that is happening right now, always brings this discussion that I hate to my core. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. And this is what I want to say about this before I let y'all say something. Black on black crime is not real. I don't give a fuck who told you it was. It is not. You ain't never heard Mexican on Mexican crime, Asian on Asian crime, white on white crime. You ain't never heard that shit. Why? Because black on black crime was created by the media to think that when black people create crimes, they're criminals. Because all they think that we are criminals. But crime exists. People kill each other. It is life. Like Mufasa said, the circle of life, bitch. And he got murked too. Like, stop bringing black on black crime into Black Lives Matter, because it's not equal. It is not the same. It does not exist. It is not real. And that's what I'm going to say. I'm going to let y'all go before I go out.
Well said.
I gotta give it up. Yeah. Go off. But it's tiring that they always go to that for the Black Lives Matter movement. But it's like, how can you? We're just saying that our lives matter too. You know, it's not that saying we only matter. We're not saying that. We're just saying don't count us out, because we've been counted out for 400 and counting years. So, like, please acknowledge us. Like, I'm not even going to say please, because it's going to sound like I'm begging. I'm not begging. We're demanding that you acknowledge us and stop trying to make it an excuse that, oh, we're trying to just be in the spotlight, or we're trying to get attention and shit like that. No, we're just saying stop fucking killing us, white people.
It's the respectability politics for me. It's just like, do not sit up here as a black person and tell other black people this is why they killing us, because we don't even respect ourselves. Bitch, shut the fuck up. No, that is not why they killing us, because they didn't know our asses in Africa and rounded us the fuck up and killed us. So what are you talking about? They killed the Native Americans because what? Because they could. That's why they kill us, because they can, and they will get away with it without impunity. That is why they kill us, and that is the only reason why, and that is why we say Black Lives Matter. Black on black crime ain't got shit to do with it. And the reason why them people who you talking about who never get, like, they be saying stuff like, oh yeah, well, some people don't get justice for stuff or whatever too. You know why? Because your ass won't snitch. Everybody in the hood know who the fuck killed G-Baby, so why the fuck don't nobody tell nobody? If you care that much, if you think that we should respect each other that much, then go tell.
Right. Because at the end of the day, an innocent baby lost his life because of stupid idiots wanting to bring guns in the mall. The mall has signs all over that place saying don't bring no type of weapons inside. And if you do have weapons, leave them in your car. I worked for the mall, and there has been numerous times where people were escorted out of the mall because they have bought weapons inside. Now, of course, the undercover police, they're allowed to, because they have that, as long as they have that badge on their side, cool. But you're bringing it in for your protection. For what? You're just going there shopping unless you know that you're going in there to cause chaos.
Right. Yeah. I think, like, you're right, Amyna. You don't hear in the media about white folks killing white folks, Mexicans killing Mexicans, Asians kill Asians. It's just crime. Like,
that's all it is.
And as far as, like, it relating to Black Lives Matter, doesn't it? I can see why they would try to make it go hand in hand, but at the same time, no.
Yeah.
No.
It happens in every neighborhood.
It's like, yes. And I don't know, when you told me we'll be talking about black on black crime, the first thing that popped in my head was white collar crime. Okay. White collar, or I'm sorry, not white collar, blue collar crime. They fraud, steal millions.
Embezzlement like a mother.
Embezzlement, fraud, all this stuff. And they may get 5 years probation.
Don't forget the jury.
Let us have like a gram on us. 20 years.
And them bitches be selling opioids and heroin and all types of shit.
That's
Baby,
why
let me tell you something. I went to a white-ass school in high school. I learned so many different types of drugs just from being in school, baby. I learned so many different things.
What?
I was like, I didn't even know this was a thing. Angel dust, all different types of PCPs and different types of triple C pills. And, baby, I would have never known this shit. I learned weed from the black people.
Yeah.
And
But
that's
why is it so... I can go on and on about this. Why is it such a thing to just want to lock us up for a plant?
Slavery.
And then, but the thing is, okay, we may get put in jail for having a gram on us, but let white kids have opioids or heroin or whatever else the hell they be doing.
Crack.
Oh, he needs to go to rehab. You know, we need to get him rehabilitated into the world. He needs to, understand that
he'll go and get a job.
And I'm just like, no, he chose to do such and such drugs.
Right.
You need to lock him up too.
Baby, it was kids doing heroin, doing all types of drugs in school. Some people were getting drugs from teachers. White teachers, of course. These rich white kids from Gardendale selling to the poor white kids in Fultondale who selling to the black kids in Fultondale.
What?
Look, boo, I exposed all y'all bitches because guess what?
I had no idea.
Look, we want to talk about standards. That was, like I said, that's how I knew. I knew this in high school. I was like, the crack epidemic was real as fuck. Y'all pushed all that shit into our communities.
Yeah, they
because
did.
these people are freely exploring hella drugs that we would never know about. Like, you would have to be a pharmacist to know these drugs. Like, legit. We would never know about that shit. Or just a, like, really good drug dealer. Like, a world-renowned drug dealer or some shit. Like, you gotta be Frank Lucas to know this shit. Y'all got Blue Magic in your crib as a bookend on your coffee table. Like, I don't get it. But y'all want to come for us for some little shit. And then, basically what y'all did was let black people help create the weed industry in the world, in America. Then you legalized it in one side, and then kept all the black people who's still in prison for a gram still in prison, and they still selling shit.
I'm sorry, they need to. Everybody who is in jail for any type of marijuana charge needs to be let go. Like, I'm sorry, you can't legalize it in this state and then be like, oh, well, no, everybody else still like to.
Right.
Y'all don't get a pass.
That's not fair.
Teaching it in college. I said, then they teaching it in college. It's like courses now.
What you talking about?
Are you serious?
Yes, like they're making it a thing so people can get a profession in the weed industry because it is like profitable as fuck now.
Now I do have stocks in the weed industry.
I got stocks in weed too, cause bitch, I'm gonna come the fuck up.
It's about to blow up, yeah. And like, just the whole fact that people are getting locked up over this. We are getting locked up. I'm not gonna say people. We are getting locked up over this. I'm sorry. It's just a farce. Like, I'm sorry. How can you...
And Mexicans, why they got them out in the field tending to the weed plants in California, probably.
Illegally tending to them.
Illegally tending to them, and then they gonna call ICE on you the next day. Like, this country's a fucking joke.
And take your kids away from you.
Right.
Lord. Okay. But, okay, let me go back to the mall shooting.
Yeah.
I just think... since we do know that the media has a special light on us, we need to be more cautious of the way we carry ourselves. And I know that sounds easier. It's easier said than done. But the fact that you already know they coming for us, we got to be 2 steps ahead. Mm-hmm. And the fact that this little boy had to lose his life because y'all wanted to do some petty stuff and just do whatever you felt like doing, he lost his life. Like,
yeah,
8 years old.
Right. It's just like, look, at the end of the day, we're not all gonna be on the same page, and
no,
and a lot of it is because and a lot of it is because of our history and just being more removed from each other as a community. So yeah, we're gonna have people do some stupid ass shit, but it's just like the level of stupidity for some shit, like the Galleria at that, like we ain't thinking about this, like. You ain't think about EJ, like none of this shit that happened, and you still coming to the Galleria shooting. Like you said, of course, there's always going to be like this light on us and stuff like that, and we always feel like we got to move and all that kind of stuff differently. But it's just be like, we can't claim that just because some people are stupid and will go do whatever, and they don't see the grand scheme of things, or they don't see the other side of equality or anything, so they're still stuck in, like, hood mindsets, or just mindsets of, like, I'm not getting out of the place that I'm in, so I'm just going to ride here and enjoy it. It's just, like, we need to just have some kind of, like, level of, like, we don't do this shit.
Yeah, no.
Because it's like stuff back in the day, like, okay, y'all can do this, but this shit, we don't do that. And that should be one of the things we just don't fucking do. Stop bringing your fucking guns to the Galleria.
Yes.
Stop shooting at open public spaces. Like, don't do that shit. If you want to go handle that shit, go to the hood, go to the alley, go to your mama, your grandmama house, go shoot that shit.
And I don't even know what the altercation was about. I've heard that a security officer asked somebody to put their mask on, and they were like, no. I'm like, it's a pandemic.
I hate y'all, man. I
heard that. Then I also heard it was about some shoes that was coming out that same day.
Not the shoes, bro.
I'm sorry. Anything, it should not cost a little boy his life.
It shouldn't have.
Exactly.
Whether he was a cute little boy.
Your pride was hurt. You decided you wanted to show somebody maybe you had a gun and you was about that for real.
Right.
You need to take that out now. You need to go on. Both y'all go on outside and y'all do whatever y'all need to do. But at the same time, this is a public place. People
right.
The merry-go-round is right there, for God's sake.
Right.
Like, don't do that.
I'm not open, so good thing about that.
Y'all not finna
great thing.
Oh my goodness.
I had to get out the Galleria. I used to work there too.
Dang.
I was there with EJ when it happened with EJ. So I thank God I wasn't there for this one, because I would have got PTSD for real.
I was across the street for EJ. I was working at Portrait Innovations then, which fuck them. They closed. So for scamming people. So, you know.
No, I had just left the mall that day.
Wow.
Like, me and Mama had we literally ran in and we came right back out. And then we heard the news on, the later on. And I was like, Mom, we was there.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know. See, I almost went the day EJ got killed. And I know some people who did, and there was like, they was across the street, like across from GameStop and stuff or whatever, and they just saw his body, and I was just like, that's crazy. If I saw it, like, I mean, I already saw it through social media, unfortunately, because people just, you know how they are.
Yeah,
but
they don't really.
They don't. But it's just like, if I saw that in person, ain't nothing bringing me back to that motherfucking mall. Shit, I haven't been there for real since then either. Unless
I don't even want to go. Like,
I don't have nothing to do in the Galleria. What's there?
It's just, I feel like the Galleria was a place for us to gather, you know, for us.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's just like, people don't want to go there.
Yeah. Yeah. Shot it up like rain.
It's just sad. I don't know. Every aspect of what went on that day and what it represents is sad for our community.
Yeah, it definitely is. I just think that the main thing should just be, we don't need to be mixing movements, because that's not helping us go anywhere. This ain't got nothing to do with Black Lives Matter, and there are tons of people who protest against black crime every day.
Yeah.
In the communities. You just need to go find them instead of asking for everybody to be changing the movement for that. Like, we of course are very sad about it. We're, you know, we care about the crime in our community and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
It got shit to do with people who are cops, who are in power, who are paid to protect and serve citizens, getting paid to kill black people or to put black people in jail.
Yeah.
Innocent black people in jail at times too. So it's just like, they don't even represent, because Pookie and them, they ain't got no type of authority except for in the hood. So if they go shooting, like, that is not a responsibility on the city, on a system. It's not a responsibility on anybody with Pookie and them. And by 9 times out of 10, they're going to jail and they're not coming out, because once we get in, we barely make it out.
No.
So it ain't got nothing to do with that. But when Officer Bob goes shoots Pookie for no reason, and Pookie didn't do shit, and Pookie is unarmed, and Pookie ain't got shit to do with nothing, then it matters, because Officer Bob represents whoever's PD. Right. He is part of the police department. He is part of the government. He is paid by us. And therefore, I refuse to pay shit that goes to him for killing innocent people.
Yes,
right. Going to jail. Officer Bob getting paid leave. So black on black crime, what? What is the point of that conversation?
I get that, but at the same time, it's like, everybody commits crime. Every race commits crime. Whether we see it on the media, which you will never see anybody outside of people of color.
And why is that?
Being, you know, shot or killed or murdered or whatever. But at the same time, it's like, okay, Black Lives Matter, people. Yes, everyone's life matters. However, ours tends to matter. You don't go to the doctor and say, yeah, I have some broken bones. Okay, he's going to say, okay, which one is broken? Which one? My arm is broken. This is the one that matters right now. Okay? Not your leg that's not broke. Your arm is broke. You got to fix the arm. You got to put the cast on the arm. Okay? You got to let the arm heal. I'm sorry. Yes, all lives matter. All bones matter. But the broken one is the one you got to heal. Okay?
But
the broken
Yeah, it'd be frustrating. I'd be trying not to cuss y'all out who be talking about black on black crime on my timeline, but I'd be so close. Some people I have, so shout out to y'all. But I'd be trying.
Yep.
But prayers go up to the little boy and his family, the whole community, because it's like another cupcake situation, you know, and our young is dying too quickly. And so we just have to protect. It's a necessity to protect our young ones, because they're the future. And if they're not here, who's gonna take care of us? Who's going to,
what do we
do for us?
Yeah. Exactly.
So,
yeah, definitely prayers up to him. He was a cute little 8-year-old boy too.
Exactly.
I hate that. Like, I hate to see kids not even like close to fulfilling their dreams. Like, that's too young. But definitely prayers to his family and just city of Birmingham in period. Like,
yeah.
if we want to talk about crime, let's just talk about just stopping crime. We ain't got to put no color on it because it's not a color-based situation unless it's a hate crime.
Amen.
So yeah, so this week was filled with things. It was crazy, but
Hooray.
yeah, that's the end of the episode for this week. I appreciate everybody for sticking with us. Appreciate y'all for sticking with me, trying to get this together for hours. Finally,
the devil did not prevail, okay?
Okay. We just had to have persistence and faith.
That's right.
But yes, we will see y'all next week. Thank you so much, Chelsea, for coming on the show this week.
Anytime. It was a joy. I always enjoy, yelling my opinions out to the public forum. So anytime, really.
Yeah, you definitely have to come back.
Most definitely. We appreciate it. And
Let
we'll
me
see
know
y'all next week.
All right.